Peace and freedom. Words which are thrown around pretty freely, but which gained clear unity in an address provided by President Moon Jae-in of South Korea as he marked Liberation Day this week. Liberation 73 years on from Japanese colonial rule, but still we bear the scars, including the post-World War II division of the Koreas. And this is where we understand what the true meaning of peace is, and liberation for that matter. For President Moon, it would mean economic cooperation, at least for now, because he recognizes the political obstacles of that sort of unity. And it would mean connecting the railways and roads of this peninsula so that we could see the start of something like a Northeast Asian bloc. In fact, President Moon Jae-in drew comparisons with the infancy of the European Union, saying that joining together the railways of Russia, of Mongolia, of Japan, of China, and both Koreas could open up Northeast Asian peace and prosperity. He did also recognize the need for North Korea's denuclearization in order to fully realize the benefits, around $150 billion worth over 30 years, apparently, if the Koreas actually get this together. But we also see how the United States might be pretty concerned at this point. Geographically, it's got a huge obstacle to be part of any kind of railroad cooperation. By the same token, it's just implemented new sanctions on Chinese and Russian firms for doing illicit trade with North Korea, and it's very concerned. It's made this absolutely clear through the likes of Secretary of State Mike Pompeo that it will not tolerate anybody breaking sanctions. In other words, Washington is happy for North Korea to have prosperity, but only once the entire denuclearization process is complete. And if we look again at the words of President Moon Jae-in in his Liberation Day address, he did put that pressure on North Korea, but he also called on the US for corresponding measures. So one wonders how far Seoul might be able to persuade Washington to relax in certain areas, maybe even, for example, a Korean War peace treaty. And Mike Pompeo, speaking of whom before, there's speculation he might end up back in Pyongyang for a fourth time to help hasten those denuclearization negotiations. We've got no clear timeline at this point, but he did speak to South Korean Foreign Minister Kang Kyung-hwa this week. And after that, Mike Pompeo tweeted that progress can be made. So he's obviously at least semi-optimistic. Maybe he's heard something on the wires somewhere along this road that suggests it could be possible. But don't expect the US either to sit back and watch China and Russia enjoy the fruits of economic cooperation, while the US is forced to stand by and lose not only that money clout, but potentially its political leaning as well in this region.